Hello guys, welcome again to other weekly technical analysis for Bitcoin. Bitcoin finally broke the range as expected. Actually, I was expecting this. Bitcoin was in sideways, as you can see here. This is just downtrend in 1-day chart. Now people are buying here because technically speaking is the area you want to buy here. I mean, all this area is the area you want to buy if you are holding actually, or if you want to buy Bitcoin. Actually, in the long term, Bitcoin, every time when you see this kind of correction, is a buy. But if you ask me, I mean, I am not a financial advisor, I am not buying. Why? Because this downtrend you see here is different than this one, and this different than this one, in my personal opinion. The reason for this is because if you see macro time frames, there is something different about this. This is not a pullback, not like a normal pullback. This is actually the beginning of the bear market. I know there are many people, there are many YouTubers, they are calling the bear market here, and actually I was shorting here. That's why I think like Bitcoin, we will see other leg down to $37,000, and we will see a major bounce here because there are many newbies out there. They are thinking now this is the bear market, and they will start selling. And actually, market makers, they like to manipulate the market. So when you see this bounce here, people will say, you see, no, we are not in a bear market. We are in uptrend, blah, 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 to the moon, 100K. And again, I'm going to short again. Now, let me explain. Okay, well, weekly chart. Weekly chart is very, very concerning. Why? Because Bitcoin is actually, even it's not bouncing right now. This weekend must close above $45,000 in order to confirm like this is a bear trap. The problem with this is like this is not a bear trap in my personal opinion. I am expecting maybe this month or next month we are gonna see $37,000, $36,000, around there. This area tested for Bitcoin around this area. The reason for this is simple. Let me show you. Since long time ago, we have these bearish divergences here, as you can see here. Long time ago, I told you, I think it was in October, yeah. But as you can see here, there is something very concerning. The ADX is getting positive. So when you see the major, the ADX getting positive is when you see your major moves in weekly chart. So one of the reasons why Bitcoin didn't crash in at $30,000, as you can see here, is because this pullback actually was a pullback. Why? Because as you can see, the ADX always was negative. So that means the macro time frames, this was just a pullback. And as you can see here, we saw other leg up. Why? Because the ADX, the momentum to the downside was not very strong in weekly basis. Okay, but now as you can see here, ADX is getting positive. Any close like this weekend is gonna get the confirmation, and you don't want to see something like that in a bear market. Why? Because as long as the ADX is getting positive here, I am expecting more pain and more downside. Do you want to see some examples? Well, let's see. For example, in 2017-18, when the slope was getting positive, as you can see here, breaking the MA100, big crash around 50% more. And as you can see here, for 4 months, 5 months, as long the ADX was positive in weekly basis, Bitcoin was in the lows. So that is the scenario I am looking for. So in weekly basis, I am expecting order. This is the beginning actually. What happened with this? Let me one moment. Okay, in weekly basis, I am expecting order leg down. Of course, I can be wrong. Of course, this is just my technical analysis. And also something very concerning here, we have the blue cloud here in weekly chart. So every time when you see this, you can be super bullish, or you can be very careful. Because historically speaking, every time when we see this volatility super low in weekly basis, you will see major moves. As you can see here in this from this area, from $6,000 to $3,000, from this area around $5,000 to $14,000, from this area around $10,000 to $4,000, and from this area, actually this consolidation period, to $60,000. And now you can see here Bitcoin is again in this volatility very low in weekly chart. But the problem with this is like the trend is your friend, and the trend is about to break the uptrend. So following my system, of course, any close below $42,000, below here, the body candle here around $42,000. For me, it's gonna get enough confirmation. Of course, I'm not gonna play the short. The short was here, $50,000, $50,000, $47,000 around there. And I'm expecting other leg down here, and from here, of course, I'm expecting another bounce. But this bounce, the next bounce we are gonna see for Bitcoin, as I said, many people will be super bullish, saying, "Oh yeah, to the moon, 100K, all the shit, you know, right?" And here, you know what I'm going to do, right? What? Shorting. Because, as I said before, if you want to know exactly what I'm expecting for this 2022, you can watch my video on my prediction for 2022. For now, is looking very good. It's actually playing very good. So the reason for this, I am not very bullish right now for Bitcoin, is because, well, bi-weekly divergences breaking the MA21, any close in 1 week, below MA21, officially we will see other test to $37,000, same as weekly. So I'm expecting a strong bounce actually from this area. And also, if you see the monthly is very nasty actually, as you can see here. So this move all the way from $10,000 to $60,000, and also $70,000. We have a various divergences in monthly chart, and of course the area to defend, I mean bulls, they must defend this area, is $37,000 in monthly basis. So historically speaking, the MA21 in monthly chart is not good actually. As you can see here, just the only one scenario was here in 2016. Even didn't test, Bitcoin didn't test the MA21. But every time when it's testing, you can see some bounces. Yes, that's the bounce I am expecting, as I said before, because MA55 and weekly, bi-weekly, and MA21 is there. I'm expecting that bounce. Of course, I'm gonna buy there. I'm gonna enter in long. But in the long run, always you see this MA is not holding. Is not very good actually. So based on this, I don't want to say something crazy, but my expectation for 2022 is Bitcoin, the lowest point we will see Bitcoin is around $14,000, $10,000. If 37,000 breaks, I am afraid maybe for first time in the history, because we have monthly basis, with this squeeze with various divergences in monthly. We have for first time in the history, various variance in monthly. So maybe this time the MA55 is not gonna hold, at least maybe of course the first time we are gonna see nice bounce, but the lowest point is gonna be maybe the MA100, maybe around there. The reason for this, as I said before, is because of this, because the various variance in monthly chart. Now there is something more concerning here, is like the bi-monthly. This is a sell signal, of course. This is nasty. This is as investor to get out. I mean, someone who bought in 2018, 17, around this area, they are cashing out here. I mean, following of course my system. And the most concerning thing here is the next candle closing. Let me explain. Yeah, any close like this in 3 months chart, like this, exactly like this one. For example, if Bitcoin close below around $35,000 around here, like for example, in the next 3 months, Bitcoin is from here to March is not breaking above $48,000. Well, we'll have a sell signal in 3 month chart. We don't have enough data. Let me check the BLX. Yeah, we are gonna have this sell signal, so it's gonna be very bad. Why? Because there is something new in this cycle, like that never happened. What? Well, the indicator is not enough, but for first time, as you can see here, this is the biggest buy of Bitcoin around here, according to the squeeze, around $4,000-$5,000, and now we are gonna have sell signal in the 3-month chart. If that happened in March, in a couple months, if that happened closing like this, for first time in the history, I think Bitcoin is gonna, based on just on price action, Bitcoin is breaking $30,000. There is nothing to stop Bitcoin to go to $11,000 this year. Is to, maybe people will think it's crazy. I know. This is speculation. Just I'm following my experience, as I said, and my system. I want to be bullish. Yes, of course. Bitcoin is enough. Even Bitcoin coming here to $10,000 is extremely good. Actually, is very good because monthly is an uptrend. As long Bitcoin in monthly in macro time frames is not breaking $4,000, we are in macro uptrend in monthly chart. I mean, I'm talking about years. Okay, so be careful about this. Why? Because for first time in the history of Bitcoin, I can see some signs of weakness. Because believe me, you don't want to see this. I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3 years. 3 years. The monitor is very, very high right now. So of course, $24,000 is going to be the lowest point MA21, but we don't have enough data to see where is the MA55. So the next area, of course, of consolidation area is this one, right? Exactly. I don't know. Around here, this area is going to be the next area. And for first time in the history, Bitcoin is going to break the previous high. So it happened. So now the bullish people on Bitcoin, they are saying, no, Bitcoin is never broke the previous high. It's $1,000. For example, here we never saw $2,000 or $3,000 again, and $20,000, whatever. But never say never. Just I'm telling you what I can see in the charts. Of course, as I said, I am bullish. Yes, if I see this Bitcoin testing this area from $20,000, $25,000, all the way down to $10,000, $11,000, whatever, believe me, I'm gonna start accumulating Bitcoin and altcoins. Actually, the biggest, the best projects. But as I said, in this area in March, April, we see something like this. Well, get ready for a very bad year for Bitcoin. Very bad year. Now, let's talk about the 5-day chart. The good news for 5-day chart is, well, the monitor is around, I would say maybe 18-90%. The problem with this is we have the ADX is getting positive here. The slope is getting positive. So you don't want to see this close. Why? Because if that happen, maybe the monitor is going to break even the previous low here. And the potential bullish divergence I was expecting to see in this time frame is going to be destroyed. So if that happen, well, we are going to see a bounce, but it's not going to be a bullish divergence here. So I am expecting in the long term Bitcoin is going to crash more. Historically speaking, of course, every time when at least from this cycle, not this cycle, this massive distribution, and also for me it's distribution. For people it's consolidation. For me, no, it's distribution. Every time when you see Bitcoin testing the MA100 and 5-day chart, to be fair, there is a bounce, right? So this is the bounce like I am expecting to see. Technically speaking, yes. The problem with this is we have other 3 or 4 days left to see Bitcoin closing about here. And also, you are bullish, you want to see these kind of things. Momentum to the upside and buy pressure. But for now, no, I don't see it. So actually, if Bitcoin is really bullish right now, I was expecting when Bitcoin tested actually the $40,000 region, Bitcoin tested this like yesterday or 2 days ago. I was expecting a nice hammer bouncing here and maybe close on about 45, 46. That is bullish, but no, as you can see, no. So my conclusion is like if this is the MA100 and weekly chart breaks, I mean $37,000. Well, I'm gonna do this projection for you using LOA theory. Okay. Sorry, it's 1, 2. all this extension, all 1 2 3 4 5, this is the wave number, this is our very overextended wave 3, and now we are gonna see the wave 4 and finally the wave 5, something like this. So you want me to count the wave number 3 in macro time frames, is something like this. 1 2 3 4 5. Now usually when you see something like this, you want to see the Bitcoin, well, the lowest point I can see, of course, following elevator theory, is around the wave number 3, here, around here. This area is the area I am still looking for correction. The worst scenario, and honestly I don't think so, like it is like not impossible, for honestly I don't think so, is that sometimes you follow elevator theory, Bitcoin should go to $1,000 or $2,000. I don't think so. So around here. Yeah. Now, of course, this elevator theory, please don't take it very seriously, because honestly I don't do it. But the only thing I can tell you, if this is gonna play well, this is a corrective ABC pattern. What does that mean? Well, this is the A, around here. This is the B, and C, something like that. This year we are gonna see something like that. So for me, it makes sense this. Why? Because weekly chart, monthly chart is not looking great. So that means we are gonna see other leg down to maybe around mid-30s, around there. Maybe this could be the wave A, and the bounce, the big bounce I'm expecting here, is where people are gonna be super bullish on whatever to the moon. But I'm gonna start shorting. Why? Because I'm gonna start looking for this scenario. As I said, that's why it's elevator theory, because it is a theory. Okay, that's why I don't trade, but this is my speculation, what I am expecting for this year. A, B, and C. This C, as I said before, it could be even here, something like that, or even like this. Okay, this is the level. Honestly, as I said long time ago, this is the level I am expecting for Bitcoin in 2022, maybe 2023, based on the monthly, based on the weekly, on macro time frames. Now, how is going to affect these Bitcoin altcoins? Well, 90% of the altcoins, they will crash and they will disappear, many of them, especially tokens. So be careful with your technicals or your investments, because well, you will get wrecked if you are not be careful. For example, Cardano is still holding $1, but in some point I'm expecting this coin is gonna break. Even with weekly chart like this, as long Bitcoin is not bullish, if Bitcoin crash more, this coin is gonna crash more. Actually, breaking $1 I said many times, all the way down to 0.20, 0.40, and 0.20. But okay, now let me show you the last thing is USDT dominance. As you can see here, this is super bullish. USDT dominance this year is gonna do super good, super good. Breaking for first time in 2 years the negative territory, so it's actually getting momentum to the upside. Very good. This was just breakout, this in the MA55 to the upside, as you can see here, to the moon. Actually, this one is super bullish. That's why I'm expecting Bitcoin is gonna crash even more. Now the monthly chart here, as you can see here, we have a buy signal finally. This is very young unmatured asset, but as you can see here, in December 2021, we have this buy signal. So that means it will take maybe at least 6 months to see this signal. Something like that. When I'm gonna call the bottom or Bitcoin? Well, when I see this monitor almost very super extended, and also with the sell signal here in monthly, that moment I can tell you maybe we are gonna see the bottom of this bear market. So as I said before, Bitcoin, you wanna be bullish, Bitcoin, you wanna see Bitcoin a miracle, closing about $47,000 in 24 hours. Like I think it's not possible. Honestly, I don't think so. Maybe you see Bitcoin closing about 45, maybe we will have some hope, but no. As I said before, if we see Bitcoin closing here next week, I'm expecting auto leg down to $37,000. This is the bounce I'm gonna play, of course. And from here, well, to the ground, not to the moon. So yep, yeah. And also, okay, let me check it out 1 day chart how it's going. Okay, 1 day chart. 1 day chart for me, of course. If you ask me, this is for shorts, of course, no. I will never short here. There is, I mean, here, because it's testing the previous low, so of course I'm expecting other bounce here. But as I said before, if that happen, every bounce you see for Bitcoin right now is just to keep falling, to keep falling, because this is in downtrend. This is downtrend. Okay, so of course as an investor, well, this is the area you are looking for. I mean, this area you want to buy. Well, I'm a financial advisor, of course. I said I am not buying, but makes sense for me to buy here, and also makes sense to buy here again. Why? Because if Bitcoin comes here, well, don't worry. I mean, you will see this bounce, and maybe if you made a very bad decision, or you got trapped here, you will have other opportunity to sell you for last time your assets, and maybe cut losses or minimize the loss. So as I said, I'm not a financial advisor. As I said, I am not trading altcoins actually since long time ago because of this. Now let's talk about other coins. Solana. Well, let me show you here. Breaking the mid-21. Of course, that means next week there is a very high probability we will see other test to maybe 100 around there. Here. Yeah, if this level breaks, let me see if it's gonna break or not. Maybe no. Maybe we will see a bounce. Maybe from here 100, or something like this, and from there we are gonna see a bounce. But as I said, as long Bitcoin is not healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if Solana breaks this level too. This is simple, very simple chart to read. This is just reversal. Any close below 100, all the way down to 50, 40, even a little bit lower, around maybe mid-30s around here. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is doing something very interesting. Why? Because, well, let me show you. The monthly chart is showing sell signal. All this momentum is gone. ADX is getting negative, so slope is getting negative, so all the monthly momentum to the upside is gone. So as I said before, 2300 is my long-term target monthly, and the lowest point is 1200. In weekly chart, well, long time. As you can see here, Ethereum is gonna test the MI55 in here. So from there, $3,000. I'm expecting a bounce here. As I said, if Bitcoin breaks actually, I'm expecting Bitcoin testing $38,000 and Ethereum testing $3,000 around here, 2,800, and from there we are gonna see a bounce, maybe, and after that a breakdown. So the lowest point for Ethereum in weekly basis is gonna be around 2,200 around there. Let me see the buy monthly if I can see something more interesting. Don't get me wrong, this is a bullish. This is bullish. The only thing you are how can I say this in English? How can I say this? The only thing you are looking for right now is the best price to buy, because this is to the uptrend. As long as this is an uptrend, well, you don't want to buy here. You don't want to buy here. You want to buy when it's here. You want to buy when it's here. I don't know, you got the point. So you want to buy in the correction here, when it's in sideways in the correction, and after that to the upside. Okay, so that means if you bought here, if you hold enough, if you are patient enough, there is a very high probability in the long term you will see, or there you will recover your money, and you will make more like Bitcoin. So let me explain what is my trading plan for this year. Well, first of all, as investor, I know I cannot buy here with the setup in monthly, by monthly, and this kind of things. So it will take maybe at least 6 months to see this, but I'm gonna play the weeklies. So if, for example, if I see Bitcoin testing the MI21 $37,000 and I see the weekly chart firing a buy signal, why not? Of course I'm going to play the bounce. the bounce, and I'm gonna just cash out here. And when I see weekly showing a buy signal, and also monthly testing the coming here to the 0 line, in some point there I'm gonna start accumulating again altcoins and many things. Why? Because I know the next phase is gonna be like this. Okay, so well, that is my trading plan. I am not trading right now. I closed my short. I was in a 43, around 43, and I closed around 41. I was scalping, and that's it. In forward chart, I don't have any setup. I don't have anything, and I am not trading right now this. I'm not going to trade this because I know as long one day chart is with the slope positive here in ADX, the momentum is to the upside. So if you are trading this, very careful. Why? Because any bounce you see here in 4 hour and 1 hour chart is gonna be a short. In my personal opinion. So for example, you see this bounce tomorrow, around 42, 43, you will see other leg down, maybe to mid $30s, $40,000 around there. So the recap is very simple. For now, my suggestion is don't waste your time watching 4 hour chart. Pay attention to the weekly chart. Any close like this, next week we are gonna see, especially you see a close below the previous low, 42, like this, we will see auto leg down to 36. And as I said, if Bitcoin is crashing more, we buy more. Okay, because the trend is your friend. Okay, so my speculation, Bitcoin is going to $10,000 in some point. Maybe yes, as I said, in monthly charts. So, but that means is we will take maybe 6 months or maybe more all this year. So, but in the process, we are gonna see major moves to the upside, major moves to the downside like this. Bitcoin is not going to crash like this in vertical. We are gonna see a downtrend. Downtrend are waves. For example, here, wave, correction, wave. So here, correction, wave, correction, wave, correction, wave, correction. Someone asked me when I'm going to confirm like the reversal. It's very simple. Let me explain this. Here, uptrend, okay, downtrend, confirmation of downtrend here. As you can see, breaking the MA55, testing the MA55, breaking the MA55, and as you can see here, this is downtrend. But when you see the next leg up and is crashing again, but finally is not breaking the previous low and is consolidating, well, you have a range, and this is range as long as above the previous is not breaking the previous low. Maybe after 2-3 months and consolidation, well, we can start thinking this is accumulation. So this is the thing I'm gonna wait for Bitcoin. In the moment when I see Bitcoin doing a range like this for maybe a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months, not just 1 month, a month, I mean 3 or 4 months like this, I'm gonna start telling you, hey, maybe this is the low, and well, I don't care the price. This is the low, so that means to the moon, right? Or maybe at least other bounce. So in my way of trading, of course, here, when I was here, I was in long position around here, and I closed my position around here in the MA55, respecting trend. And after I saw this candle closing above, I took a long position here. In a spot, of course. Sorry, I bought in a spot in weekly chart. The next area to sell, well, it was very easy, around $10,000, and here, and as you can see here, and I close here. I remember I closed around $10,000, and from there, well, I didn't went long here. I didn't bought here. Just Bitcoin went to $14,000, and I took a short position around here, and after that, you saw what happened here. Now, let me show you the last thing here. Using Fibonacci levels. This is not, I'm not using this tool for trading anymore, but it's very good to know the major levels the bots are looking for. You will use extensions, as you can see here. I'm sorry. let me do it properly. Okay. When I showed this chart a long time ago, as you can see, Bitcoin got rejected in in the 6.18. You see? So where I am expecting a major bounce is the same thing, but an opposite side. So from here, was $47,000, around 46,300, and as you can see now it's broken. So the next area for to start looking for is around 39, 38, $37,000. You can see here. Now, if we see macro time frames here, we can do the same thing. One moment. From the thinking like this is the high of 2000, I mean this is the high, the top of the market to the lowest point. As you can see here, we using Fibonacci levels. That's why Bitcoin was in sideways long time ago, long time here, because it was defending this level. Yeah, this area. The $46,000 and now $44,000 was the pivot here. 61.8. This is the golden pocket for bulls. Now it's broken. So usually you see all the way the correction is the as you can see here. Actually, it's very interesting actually, because the MA100 is matching with 0.5 field level, 0.5. But honestly, I see these things crashing all the way down to 3.82, around $30,000, 29. From there, this point bounce, from this point bounce of course, and the lowest point using Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci levels, is around $20,000. If we see Bitcoin crashing or here in some point this year, I think this level is not going to hold all the way down to this level. So as I said, I am not using the Fibonacci levels anymore. Why? Because I don't want to put a lot of charts in my tools in my chart, and also I have a system and my system works, so that's why I don't need something else. Just I wanted to see what the bots are looking for. So the bots are waiting for this level and this level, 0.5, 0.382, around here. Yeah. So for me now makes sense. Yeah. And the lowest point, they honestly, I think Bitcoin is not gonna break this level soon. I mean, it's gonna do something like this, something like this. So we are gonna see something like this, like 2019, like this choppy market, like 6 months, and after that, a big crash. So if I am right with this, something like this, choppy market, crash, like this. But let's see. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry about today. I am a little bit sick, because that's why my voice is a little bit weird. Okay, and see you next time.